Welcome back, everybody, to episode 6 of the Rays MLB Franchise. I am Gladys the Baker, and we are still locked at 37-37, playing 500 baseball and an even 5-5 over our last 10. As a quick reminder, the computer auto-fixed and added a whole bunch of stuff. Austin Shenton and Johnny DeLuca are on the bench. They will remain there for the time being, as much as I didn't like that move. We will continue the series versus Minnesota, and Game 3 we'll see Zach Littell pitch, and we will take the loss. I'm not auto-fixing there. I'll fix it later. 1-4 today, and we will drop that series. Only 3 hits and 2 walks for the boys, all told. Hampson, Lau, and Arozarena are the only ones getting hits, and Zach Littell gets charged with the loss after letting in 3. Relief behind him was strong from Clevenger and Kelly, but Armstrong did allow an earned run as well. So we are at 37-38, and Paul Skeens will face Shane McClanahan in Game 1 versus Pittsburgh. Hopefully that will be the start of a resurgence for us. And no, a double-A, okay, recovery. And we do take the victory 10-3. McClanahan is the victor. We get 9 hits and, wow, 7 walks. That's amazing. Home runs from Josh Lowe and Francisco Mejia with 2 doubles from Arozarena as well. That is nice. And McClanahan has a good day, a quality start indeed, at 6 1/3 with only 3 earned runs, and Phil Maton with some great relief behind him. I am curious to see if Austin Shenton and Johnny DeLuca are able to make any type of impact off of the bench, and so I will be quick managing this game and make sure that they are in there. I get the notice here that Shenton hasn't seen any playing time recently. Well, small wonder, he was just accidentally called up. So anyways, we will put in Shenton and DeLuca. We will be giving rest days to some of these guys. Instead, Isaac Paredes at third base will be replaced by Austin Shenton. And then we will grab, let's see, who's it going to be? Let's grab Siri for DeLuca. How about that? We'll give him an off day. And so both of our bench replacements are now in the lineup, and we'll see what this game has in store. Garrett Hampson still leading off with an impressive .304 average. Gosh, I love this guy. So we will enter quick manage, and Clark Schmidt is going to have the first outing for Pittsburgh against us. And Yandy and Hampson both ground out, and Josh Lowe will also get out on a pop-up. So we'll see how Zach Eflin fares today. He has had some struggles, and he will give a first at-bat home run to Ke'Bryan Hayes. McCutchen with a single behind him, and then Brian Reynolds is up, and he will single as well. So it's off the rails for Eflin right at the very start. And, oh no, oh crap, I hit quit. Well, we lose the game, but I hit quit. Oof. Yeah, that's my bad. I'll make up for it later. So we lose 4-5, and let's at least see what happened. We got 10 hits, 2 walks. It looks like it was a good day for Brandon Lau. Austin Shenton did get 2 hits and a walk as well, so that's cool. DeLuca got a walk and a hit, so he goes 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs. So yeah, some bench production from the late replacements. That's interesting. What about the pitching? Zach Eflin went 5 1/3 with 4 earned runs, and Rasmussen behind him does give up a run as well. So we do end up losing this game, and wow, that's my bad. I wanted to see the guys, and I got too excited. Sorry. So after another tough loss, we will look to not lose another series. But before we get into Game 3, it is Scout Day, one of my favorite days. As a reminder, this is what we did in Week 12. We scouted more positions by region. And at this point in the scouting process, we are very late in the game. I'm evening out the rest of the picks later. So we will continue to region scout here. We're going international with starting pitcher with one of them, and continuing central scouting for starting pitchers, and moving to the eastern region for catcher. It's just too late to try to do a single scout person or prospect. So we'll move on to game 3 now with Taj Bradley getting the start, and he is 1-4 so far this year with a 4.33 ERA. And here's another injury. 1 to 2 months for Adam Leverett off of a fractured forearm. Gosh, these injuries just are unrelenting. I don't know what to do here. Yu Chang is eligible to be reinstated, but still injured for a day or two. I'm going to go ahead and activate him and put him on the bench. Another recovery here in Double-A. And we do take the loss. So that is 2 series losses now back-to-back. And we get 12 hits, 3 walks, and 7 strikeouts. Another good day for Yandy, Isaac, Jose Siri, and Richie Palacios. Johnny DeLuca does get 1 hit as well to remain with that 333 average. And we'll move down, and he got caught stealing. Trying to make an impact and got busted for it. Taj has an okay game. Sean Armstrong does give up another run, and Phil Maton even gives up a run there in the loss. So where do we go from here now? We're 38-40. What is happening? With the reinstatement of Yu Chang, we do need to fix the lineup, and he was the guy that I wanted up here all along at the MLB level, not Austin Shenton. So we will be sending Austin Shenton back down. He does have options as well, thankfully. So with Yu Chang back, he will be fully recovered in a day or two, and he'll be fine. We are going to go ahead and grab Austin Shenton and move him down where he belongs, back into Triple-A. Doing that will overload the Triple-A roster, though, and so we are going to have to move Tanner Murray down behind him as well. So a double demotion on the day. DDD for Austin Shenton and Tanner Murray. Sorry, boys, it just was not your time. Curtis Mead is a B potential with 23 years of age and 66 overall. I'd like to keep him in AAA, and so Tanner Murray's going back down. That will end his AAA journey for now, and we'll see if he can climb back up later. So roster moves now taken care of. We'll go back to the calendar. And after getting swept by Atlanta, losing to Minnesota and Pittsburgh, we've only won 3 out of the last 10 games. The time to change is now. Jeffrey Springs versus Luis Castillo. Man, it will continue the losses. We just keep racking up the L's. We got 8 hits and 3 walks with a great performance by Harold Ramirez, going 3 for 4 and driving in 2. But we do still ultimately take the loss. This is just way too many in a row as well. Harold Ramirez even better with 2 stolen bases. Jeffrey Springs did struggle. Kevin Kelly gave up another one. Good outings from Clevenger and Fairbanks. Nice to see Fairbanks doing a little bit better. But that is another loss, and we are racking them up in the worst way. Zach Littell will get the start in Game 2 versus George Kirby, and that is yet another loss. Yu Chang at least is fully recovered, but we lose this one 2-5. We've only gotten 3 hits today and 2 walks. One of those hits was Yandy Diaz with a home run, and then Josh Lowe with a triple. So good for him. Good for them, rather. Zach Littell has an amazing game, though. 7 2/3 with only 1 earned run. And then Phil Maton, astonishingly, giving up 4 earned runs and only getting 2 outs. That is very unlike Phil Maton. So hope that trend does not continue. So now we're 38-42. We're losing left and right, and I don't know what else to do. We got to figure something out, you know? Our last victory was 10-3, and then we've had offense, but the pitching has let us down over and over. Can Shane McClanahan do any better? No, it's a shutout. You can't see me, but my face is in my hands right now. What is happening? Only 4 hits and 2 walks here, so the offense was completely shut down. McClanahan did have a good game, and we had good relief, but it's hard to win when you don't score, and that's what happened today. So the losing ways will continue. We are now 38-43, and I just don't know how to pivot from this. You know, it's one thing or another. The offense is either there or not. Pitching is either good or not, and we just have not had it. So we're going to quick manage again here, and we're going to hop in and see if we can get a look at what is actually going on. Zach Eflin's going to get the start in Game 1 versus the Washington Nationals, my old pals. C.J. Abrams will strike out, and Stone Garrett will ground out behind him. Joey Meneses will strike out as well, so a good start at least. Yandy Diaz will get a single to lead off the game versus Jordan Montgomery, and then Rosa Reyna will strike out. Hopefully Hampson can do something. No, it's a fielder's choice. He will swap positions, and that means we are stealing. Got it. So Garrett Hampson will steal and get into scoring position. Isaac Paredes will ground out and strand him there. So after a clean first inning, Zach Eflin gives up a double to Eddie Rosario, and then Luis Garcia will single behind him. Eflin now in trouble with Keibert Ruiz at the plate, and we will step in to get a look in the flesh. Let me get off of the team control here. All right, we've given it up for Eflin. He's only had to throw 15 pitches so far, but no outs, 2 men on. Keibert Ruiz takes a swing at that cutter low in the zone, and that's strike 1. Gosh, we are 6.5 games back from the wild card already. I think too early to really call it, but it's looking somewhat grim right now. So we'll let Keibert take that for ball 1, and what is the umpire looking at like that? What are you staring at? Ugh. I didn't like that. Anyways, it's 1-1 to Keibert, who's batting .208 this year, and he will foul off a sinker on the lower edge, and that is strike 2. Eflin's got to be able to get out of these situations, especially early. And Keibert will ground that over. That looks to be playable for a... No, it's not a double play. Yeah, there was a delay there, and that causes him to be safe. Let's take another look at the delivery here. The throw over from Hampson is quick. Looks like there was another tumble there, but yeah, just not in time. So Eflin only gets 1 off of the failed double play, and now we've got men at the corners. And it is going to be up to Lane Thomas, one of my old pals from the Nationals franchise that I had with Panther. A 2 idiots legend. Right now, 4th in the NL All-Star vote for right field, batting .265. So Lane Thomas is having a successful year. Right now, it's 1-0 against him. What does Eflin do?
That's the ball.
He misses again.
2-0.
So it's 2-0 now. Lane Thomas with the hitter's count now and the advantage. Eflin trying to keep this scoreless. That's a big swing and a miss on the sinker. The timing fooled him, so a good job there. Can Eflin recover enough to hang on? A double play will do it. Strikeout will be helpful. Pop out, anything but advancing those runners. Getting foul ball will even it up to 2-2 now. Eflin's got to be very careful here. Lane Thomas does have some power, and it's a big early opportunity. Thomas will get a little dribbler, and we get another chance at the double play, and we get it. So Eflin gets out thanks to some stellar defense behind him. Garrett Hampson once again teeing that up for low. No, that's Lau. Damn it. It's been a while since I've done that. Anyways, we get a double play. We'll move forward to the bottom of the second now, and Francisco Mejia will be leading off against Jordan Montgomery. He gets a double to start the inning, and Brandon Lau behind him will strike out. So that's the first out. Nothing doing there. Richie Palacios behind him will ground out as well. So now it's up to Josh Lowe to try to bring in Mejia. And he will single and bring him in. So we now have the lead early on, and Jose Siri is up next. But first, we've got a steal with Josh Lowe. You knew it was coming. Can't avoid that. And that's an out there, so we'll move forward to the bottom of the 5th instead. Richie Palacios is up first, and he will double. So now Josh Lowe with another opportunity, and we'll take a look this time. Can Lowe bring in another one? A 1-run lead is the worst lead in baseball, so we need to try to get a little bit more. Lowe will bring that over to first, and unfortunately that's an out. Now that does advance the runner, so we'll get 2 more opportunities for at least a sacrifice. Look at this fan. You're my hero, Siri. Unfortunately, in real life, Siri is no longer going to be a Ray. We just got that news a few days ago. So he will be going to the Mets. So Jose Siri's time in Tampa is up. But in this franchise, it continues. And we are 1-2 now from Montgomery. So another shot here to bring in some insurance. And that's a big swing and a miss at a ball that was way outside. Not even close on that. Jeez. We'll move over to Yandy instead with 2 outs now, and that is contact made to right field. No, it's brought down. Cannot find purchase on the ground anywhere, and we will strand him at third. We will skip ahead to the top of the 7th, and Eflin still going very strong. 6 scoreless innings so far, and he will nail Rosario on the outer edge, and look how angry he is. He can't believe it. Love to see that. Luis Garcia is up next, and Eflin delivers. Garcia takes that deep to left field, going back, but not quite to the warning track. And we've got 2 down now in the top of the 7th. Eflin is looking very sharp today. Keibert Ruiz is going to step in again, 0 for 2 on the day. Can Eflin get out of 7? Pretty damn good innings. That's a great circle change on the outer edge for strike 1. And Eflin delivering here with 2 outs to Ruiz. That is hit hard, and Hampson is able to spear it at shortstop. The quick reaction time and fielding skills of Garrett Hampson come into play yet again. We will pick back up in the top of the 8th with Eflin remaining in the game versus Lane Thomas right now, and he will get contact, a little dribbler to second, and Lau will throw that over for the first out. Easy play for out number 1, and Eflin will continue. It's 2-2 against Dylan Cruz, who is 0 for 2 on the day. And we get contact there. Hampson will play it at short, and that's out number 2. One more for Eflin to get out of 8 scoreless innings. Can he do it? Ildemaro Vargas is up to the plate now with 2 outs. It's 0-1, and Vargas will sneak that through, nearly through a hole in Eflin, I guess. I don't know how close that was, but it looked like it went through him. I don't know. So we've got a man on now, and C.J. Abrams at the plate. It's 2-2 against him with 2 outs. This is pitch number 101 for Eflin, and contact is made there and gets through into right field. So 2 on now, and I think that's going to do it for Eflin. We needed just 1 more out, and it does not seem like he's going to be the guy to do it. C.J. Abrams comes through, and yeah, here's Dad. It's time. I do love those old uniforms, the City Connect there. I say old, but old because they're last year, I guess, now with the season over. Anyways, love the purple and the color mixtures there. Eflin does come out and will be replaced with Jason Adam. He's not had a very successful year this year, so I'm curious why the AI chose to put him in this unique and critical situation with 2 men on and a 1-run lead. I don't know, but we'll see how it works out. It's 2-2 to Stone Garrett, who's 0 for 3 on the day. Can Adam get the out? He will miss very closely to run the count full. Look at that, even giving the umpire some lip. What are you talking about, Blue? That was in there. I'll find you after the game. That's what Adam says. Anyways, it's a full count. Runners will be on the move at first and second. And the delivery from Adam. And that is popped up. Stone Garrett will squander this chance, and 2 men are stranded as we will leave the top of the 8th. Jason Adam does get it. What's with the camera? What are we looking at here? What? Gosh, this game is weird sometimes. Anyways, we retain the lead. It is still 1-4. No, 1-0 with 4 hits. Bottom of the 8th now, and Josh Lowe will fly out. Jose Siri behind him will face Dylan Floro, and he will strike out. And now it's up to Yandy. Can we have anything else happen? He will take a walk. Arozarena behind him will double, and now we've got 2 men on for Garrett Hampson. Well, let's take a look. He's been spectacular in defense today. Can he give us any insurance offensively? No, he will watch the sinker come through on the bottom of the zone, and that will end the bottom of the 8th now. So a squandered 2 men on situation for us in turn. It's time to slam the door, though, and you know who's going to be there to do it. It's going to be Pete Fairbanks. He will step in with a 4.44 ERA. He has saved 18 out of 23 opportunities. So he has somewhat struggled lately, and we're hoping that we can get the save here versus Washington. We've got to get back to our winning ways, and having a closer actually close is part of doing that. But we'll start at the top of the ninth with Meneses driving a single over into left field. Not the start that we wanted. Fairbanks versus Eddie Rosario now. One man on, nobody out. Come on, Pete. You gotta be able to do it, bud. No, Rosario takes that deep to right field, and it is fair. And Washington has taken the lead at the midnight hour versus our closer. Fairbanks will blow the save. Man, it's just gut-wrenching. It was a well-played game throughout, but with Fairbanks blowing the save, now it's up to us to turn the tide. We've only been able to get one run. Fairbanks does get a strikeout of Luis Garcia at least, so we've got our first out in the top of the ninth. But man, that's tough. And I guess because of that, the AI has seen enough, and they'll bring in Phil Maton now. I know that we've got to go to the closer in that situation. I would not have made a different choice myself. It's just unfortunate that Fairbanks couldn't do it. So now a man on, one out, 2-2 versus Lane Thomas. And that will drop in at the very top of the zone. Thomas watches it for strike three. Phil Maton gets our second out of the inning, and Dylan Cruz is now the last man up for Washington before we try to mount the comeback. Phil Maton has been pretty much incredible and untouchable through most of this season. And wow, we got a call there on that one. That was slightly out of the zone, but we will take it. Need something to go our way. Thank you, umpire, for that, I guess. So the 0-1 to Cruz, and that is weakly hit over to Lau, and will be played for the last out. We do go on to lose the game 2-1. Fairbanks blowing that save was the nail in the coffin. We only had 6 hits against their pitching, and we got 1 walk as well. Not much happening. Hampson and Lowe will steal bases. What an outing by Eflin, but it is unfortunately ruined by Fairbanks. We're going to continue quick managing here because I got to see what happens more in the series. Taj Bradley gets the start today. CJ Abrams will line out. Stone Garrett will fly out. And Joey Meneses will have a solo home run. So Washington off to an early start as well. And Eddie Rosario will get a home run behind him. Back-to-back homers for Washington, and Taj is failing out of the gate. Unbelievable. Bottom of the first, we'll start off with Garrett Hampson with a double, so like to see that. Yandy will walk behind him, so we now put 2 men on for Josh Lowe. Let's step in and see what happens. Lowe is behind 0-2 in the count now versus Josiah Gray, who delivers, and Lowe will strike out. Unfortunate. That's out number 1. Still 2 opportunities to go. Can Brandon Lau do anything for us now? He's been very good this year. He'll swing and miss at that one to drop behind 1 and 2. But he's batting .276 this year. He has been a very pleasant surprise for me. I was not expecting much offensively, but Brandon Lau has been stellar. He will watch that slider, though, inside and up for out number 2. So 2 strikeouts from Josiah Gray, and he's nearly out of it. Randy Arozarena steps in, and it's 0-2 against him. The slider drops below the zone for ball number 1. Good discipline by Arozarena. The 1-2 delivery from Josiah Gray coming now, and Arozarena swings and misses at that. 3 strikeouts for Gray to get out of the 2 men on with no out situation. That's a lot of clutch. We move to the bottom of the second, and Isaac Paredes will fly out. Richie Palacios will single, and Jose Siri behind him is going to smash a 2-run homer. We've tied it up now. Thank you very much, Siri, and Francisco Mejia will strike out. And with 2 outs, Garrett Hampson is up now, and he will double. So that is awesome. Speed and scoring position for Yandy. And he'll pop up and leave him there. We'll move forward to the bottom of the third now. Taj has been clean after that first inning. A single by Lowe. Gotta do it. There's the steal. He'll cash in another stolen bag. Brandon Lau will single and drive in Lowe. And now we've taken the lead. Randy Arozarena will strike out for the first out of the bottom of the third. Isaac Paredes is next up, and he will walk. So we've got 2 men on now for Richie Palacios. Let's go ahead and step in. And as we've retaken the lead and we're putting the work against Josiah Gray, I want to see what happens. And Palacios will weakly ground, and it's not a double play. He is just barely there in time. Now it's men on the corners with 2 outs for Jose Siri. Can Gray get out of another high-pressure situation? It's 1-1, and Siri... No! Oh, my gosh, you heard the thump! Siri nails Gray, and he is safe at first. That's an RBI injury. What do you even say about that? I don't know. I need to see where it hit him. Gray is down. They're checking on him. Can he recover? He's going to stand up. We got to watch the replay, though. I got to see what happened. So the delivery, the contact, and off of the foot. The inside kind of heel, I guess, from Gray. Ouch. And hang on. What? Okay, yeah. Enhance. Zoom in. We got to see the face. The agony on display from Gray. The... in slow-mo. That face is priceless. That's going to haunt my dreams. Fantastic. Thanks. So Gray is apparently not injured. 2 men out, 2 men on. Bottom of the third for Francisco Mejia. And it's gone! It goes deep to right field. A 3-run blast. Cue up the horn. Wow. So adding a home run insult to the injury. 399 feet out of here. And a comfortable 7-2 lead before we're out of the third inning. Awesome. We'll move to the top of the fourth, and Keibert Ruiz will drive that to right field, and it is brought down. So we've got 2 out, and there are 2 men on. We've skipped a little bit of the action just for brevity. And it's up to Lane Thomas now. Down by 5. Can Washington mount a comeback? Lane Thomas will crush it to center field. Washington answers with a 3-run home run themselves. And it's only a 2-run difference now. Wow. The 11th home run for Lane Thomas on the year. And they will give life back to Washington with that one swing of the bat. So both pitchers have been touched up so far. We're not even out of the fourth. And Taj will get a strikeout to finish it up now, but wow. Through both teams, we've had 12 runs come through before the 4th inning is completely over. This is madness. We are going to go ahead and change out in the top of the 7th as we skip ahead for Kevin Kelly. He has been very good for us this year. With a 2-run lead, I want him here now. And Keibert and Thomas both will get on with singles, and now 2 men on with no outs. The lead's in danger. Can Kelly get us out of it? He's been very clutch so far this year, and we need a big moment from him today to try to strand Washington and end our losing ways. And a good curveball will get in there. Bottom of the zone. It just skips in barely. So 1 out now. A possible double play set up, and Ildemaro Vargas is going to come back in. 0 for 2 on the day. And that will go through into center field. Vargas is going to have an RBI single. Never mind. They didn't push it. Wow, bases loaded. I'm very surprised. And it's time to pull in Clevenger. As we've gone through this rotation, we have seen some problems. The guys that were used to holding it for us have not been doing it. Clevenger is the next up to give his try. And can he do it? It's 1-2 versus CJ Abrams. Bases loaded, hypercritical situation. And he gets him to go after that slider out of the zone. Clevenger with a brilliant pitch to finish that at-bat. Let's take a closer look. The slider comes across all the way and just keeps going and going. Way out of there, and CJ Abrams is fooled. So 2 outs now and nearly out of it. 2-2 to Stone Garrett. We just need one more good pitch from Clevenger, And he does get a pop up to left field, and we're out of it. 3 stranded on the base paths. And we retain the 2-run lead right now. Great job from Clevenger. We'll see if the drama continues at the bottom of the 7th with the Rosarena leading off versus Dylan Floro, who remains in the game. A Rosarena will strike out. Isaac Paredes will ground out. And then Richie Palacios is back with a double. Jose Siri, who's 3 for 3 on the day, will come up next with a defensive substitution, delaying that. And then a single from Siri, who will advance to 4 on the 4. Let's go ahead and try it. Why not? Yep, cash him in. That's another stolen bag, this time for Siri. Mejia will walk behind him, and don't look now, it's Garrett Hampson. And his favorite fan is here. Hampson, sign my jersey. You're not wearing one, my guy. Anyways, it's going to be 1 and 2 versus Garrett Hampson now, with 2 men on, 2 men out. And Hampson will lift that to left field, but that will be brought down for a casual out number 3. Not much drama to end the 7th. Moving to the bottom of the 8th now, and Yandy gets the first at-bat. He will single. Josh Lowe behind him, who's 1 for 4 on the day, will strike out. Brandon Lau next will double and bring in Yandy. So now we've got another run. A Rosarena will double and bring him in. And now Isaac Paredes. Well, we're going to pinch run first for DeLuca up there at second. And then Paredes next. No, a pitching change. Okay, another delay. What can Isaac do? He will single. Men on the corners now for Richie Palacios. And that's a 3-run blast. Wow. The offense is officially back. 13 runs off 18 hits. Wow, Palacios has really been something today. Let's take a quick look. He's only had 4 home runs this year with 43 hits. I mean, just what a day for him. The boys are going to celebrate as we take that victory, and it's nice to finally get some positive vibes back in the clubhouse after all this time. And there's another injury shot. That's awesome. Wow. What an up and down game that was. That was just all over the place and some really strange, incredible, uplifting, and depressing moments. A Rosarena with a bruised arm only for a day or two. We'll go ahead and keep him active, I think. Wow, so the streak is toast. We finally win a game. And next episode, I think we're going to finish scouting, and we might get to the draft. We'll see. But we will end this episode at 39 and 44. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Please send the good vibes so we can win again.